Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, this is one of those on a lighter note sort of videos that we do once in a while, just to pull back a bit from the heavy duty of Malam Buhari, his cabal and brutality and all of that thing that we do constantly. So we break away from Malam Buhari and his gunmen. And with that, guys, I bring you this. The internet is loving Miss Nigeria's reaction to losing the Miss World crown. So that's the headline. The internet is loving Miss Nigeria's reaction to losing the Miss World crown. And there's a video clip of this as well. So please watch this particular video all the way through. Miss Nigeria did not win the Miss World crown, but her giddy reaction when Miss Jamaica's name was announced as the winner on Saturday is going viral as an example of how friends should support each other. 3 women remained on the stage waiting to find out who would be crowned Miss World. Miss Nigeria, Onyekachi Douglas, Miss Jamaica, Toni-Ann Singh, and Miss Brazil, Elis Coelho. When Miss Singh was announced as the winner, no one seemed more excited than Douglas. Singh looked shocked at first, but Douglas didn't skip a beat. She immediately started celebrating the big moment, did a happy dance, and stomped her feet in joy. She then shouted her congratulations at the new Miss World and enveloped Singh and Coelho in one big group hug. So this is now again Nigeria, of course, demonstrating the largeness of our personality, and this especially speaks to that thing that I have always been of that view of, that the most significant person on this planet is a Nigerian. The most significant person on this planet is a Nigerian. The most instinctual person on this planet is a Nigerian. The most person that demonstrates the being of humanity ever, not just on this planet of this moment, but ever, is a Nigerian. And the most thing that this world really needs to pay heed to is the Nigerian, because in all of that Nigerian space is all of the elements that humanity needs to evolve and develop, and anything outside of the Nigerian experience or the Nigerian being is of course a lesser thing. It is a lesser thing, and this is our now sister from the east demonstrating yes again. And this is a person, by the way, who was of course competing for that crown, but then of course in the process of that competition, she has formed relationships with her fellow participants, and they've dined together, they've laughed together, they've joked together and cried together. So a bond has been formed. So then of course there are now 3 people left on the podium. Nigeria, of course, Jamaica, and then of course the Brazilian girl as well. So of course it's a choice between the 3 of them, and then of course we had that precursor of that relationship and bond already being formed. Of course the Nigerian person wanted to win it, because of course she wants to take it home to Nigeria, because Nigeria know they carry last. Nigeria always carries first, and she has that understanding. But then of course when her name was not announced, but the name of somebody that she has now formed a loving relationship with, a bond with, a sisterhood with, was then announced, the joy was unbridled, and it was instantaneous, and it was primal, and it was innate. So she just busted out, of course, in delight to... Let me actually play the clip of her here, if I'm able to download it. So if I'm able to download it, you should see it here. So you can see then, of course, that she's unbridled then in her joy. That is if I'm able to attach it, and if I'm not able to attach it, then the narrative speaks for what occurred. So this is now somebody, of course, a Nigerian, demonstrating yet again to humanity that there's a greater thing and a greater being than just being of Brazil, of Argentina, of Peru, of Nicaragua, of Myanmar, or wherever it is that you're claiming as your nationality. Your nationality is not your being, because your first belonging, of course, is to humanity, and wherever you are born is just a quirk of fate. You are just a quirk of faith because you were born in that location, because your parents obviously were resident in that location, and their alignment is to that location. So anybody in America could equally and easily be a Nigerian. Anybody in Nigeria can equally and easily be an American, or a Jew, or a Saudi, or a Chinese, or whatever. You can be anything, but the one thing that you are is a human being. And this is really the human element that our Igbo sister is now narrating to the rest of the world, to say, look, what binds us transcends all these silly little borders that you are drawing on the land, because the God that created the planet, if you are of a religious bent, and if you are of a Darwinian mindset, evolution did not draw any lines to say this is the border of one person, and then anybody that is outside of that border is another type of being. None of that nonsense. Humanity or even science does not acknowledge that, and this is, of course, just a political mindset. And this, of course, has now been demonstrated by our beautiful Igbo sister, who has again, as ever, set the example. And this, of course, is a very peculiarly Nigerian and especially Igbo thing, because these people, of course, have that unique ability, which is a God-given gift, to set examples. So this lady has gone again to set an example again to the rest of the world, that to say that victory is not really in the crown, but in the relationship. And this is the narrative, of course, that our beautiful Igbo sister, our Nigerian daughter, has gone to set to the rest of the world. Conversations in the comment section. Nigeria know they carry last is the narrative. She did not win, but she took the victory. This is really the dichotomy. This is what they're having to contend with now. So come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. But before I leave you here, I'm going to request that you click on that red subscribe button. So when you click on that red subscribe button, then you are part of the conversation that takes place on this channel. And then there's a bell button as well. You click on that as well. So anytime I drop this sort of video, and especially if you've enjoyed the narrative of this video, and even if you've not enjoyed the narrative of this video, if it has jarred something in your senses, then click on that subscribe button anyway. So if you find it disagreeable, then you can keep a watch on the channel to see if it's continuously disagreeable to you, and then you can bring me to correction, or attempt to at least. But of course, I'm not an easy meat, so you have to chew a bit to bring me to correction. That is not an easy task. And of course, if you find me agreeable, then please come agree with me as well. Then of course I will love you even more, because I especially love people who agree with me, because agreeing with me just makes it easier for me not to have to contend with your mindset or have to explain logic to you. But whatever it is, be intelligent in your interaction, but please interact with the channel, because it is essential to the growth of this conversation that we are having. And I'm sure that you're enjoying the conversation, even if it grates you up the wrong way, even if it grates on your nerves. You still jazz something in your senses. You still have a visceral reaction to the thing that you're having to listen to now. And that visceral reaction, of course, should engender or should excite or ignite a need within you to click on that subscribe button so that you're just part of the conversation. And if enough of you are subscribed, then even more people are able then to engage with the conversation, because YouTube then of course will pick up on the fact that people are having an interaction with this channel, and this of course is then something that they will present to people like you or people of a similar mindset that their algorithm has identified as being of a similar mindset. So this is really why that clarion call goes out to ask you to click on subscribe and notification. So do both, click on subscribe and click on notification, then come tell me in the comment section what your understanding or take on this whole narrative is exactly, because I'll be there waiting for you, and I will take you on or agree with you depending on the lilt of your tonality. So we have all of that in the comment section, we have it out there. So I'll leave you here, carry on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.